Well, welcome back. Today, we're just going to touch on the drama that is being presented to us in huge amounts these days. Seems like we're being inundated with a heavy flow of drama. I mean, everything is being thrown at us beside the kitchen sink. And I feel that's coming, because there is just so much going on right now, and it seems there is more than that hitting us than ever before. And the best way to look at it is it's a script, it's a play. You're in it, you're playing a part in it. It's like a choose your own adventure, but in that choose your own adventure, you don't get to choose the book. The book is the story, and you can navigate through the story and see how far you get and see what comes at the end. And that just kind of seems to be what we're rolling through. And if you look at it that way, it becomes a game, the game of life. Now, if you know it's a game, that's where your free will and choice comes from. We have a choice on how we perceive things and how we navigate through everything. And we are given choices. Now, we can not fret and not get anxiety over all the situations coming up because it's a game. That means you can shed all of the fear and shed all of the drama and trauma and kind of go through it knowing, hey, it's just a story and I'm going to make the best I can out of it. Choose wisely and enjoy the things that are in this book that we're living through. Now, it seems like we are getting to the end of the book, unfortunately. Is it the real end, or is it just a new book being presented and we'll just move right into that new book? I don't know. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be an end. It feels like there is, but I think we're going to be presented with a new story, and we're in some good times where we will get to experience that. But let's look at how much is going on, because maybe it just seems to be passing through our subconscious. But this is all happening right now. So let's start with the most obvious, Russia and Ukraine. Let's even go a little bit back to the illness. The 2020 illness seemed to be the kickoff party. You get through that. That was a strange situation. Whether you believe it was real, not, something was going on. But there was definitely some shenanigans happening with really pushing the agenda. And then that led right into Ukraine and Russia. Something that's been going on for years now. And what is it, a year, 2 years? I'm not even keeping track of it, but it's happening. It kind of disappears from the news for a while, then it comes back, then disappears, then comes back. Nobody's making any headway. Nothing's really going on, but yet it's sensationalized on our mass media, therefore causing drama, giving us the fear of what could be, what could come. All right. Now, we had that back in the 80s with the Cold War, but there wasn't so much piled on top of that story. It seemed like it was that story, and that's what we were all going with. That was the only thing we had to fear, really. But today, it seems like we have more to fear. More drama. Just things to make you uncomfortable. Maybe not so fearful, but to make you worry. We got the Ukraine. What about Korea? That's just happening like heavier now. North and South Korea. What do we have? They're putting soldiers at the borders. They're blowing up roads to enter each other's country, or at least North Korea is doing that to prevent any easy vehicle access. They're putting barriers up. They're putting soldiers in the Ukraine. This is what we're hearing. So things are amping up. You go, okay, things are amping up. Wonderful. All right. You take sides. Who's right, who's wrong? Like we have any real authority to do that and knowledge. Then there's Israel and Iran, of course. That was happening for a while here. The Palestine situation. Who's right, who's wrong? Who's the better person? This is just what war does. It's a confusing mess of drama. And it's there to make people worry, have fear of on all ends. The people there are fearful. We have fears of, are we getting into something? What about our children? What about our infrastructure and lives here? The drama goes on and on. It gives you what I call a lot of water cooler talk. You know, you're in the office, you go stop at the water cooler. Hey, did you hear the news? This gives you tons to talk about, tons to have worry over. But yet we all still pay our bills and taxes. We're a very smart bunch. Then, what else do we have? Let's go on with the next. I have a list here. Climate. Oh yeah, our climate change. Oh, it's our fault though, right? By driving cars and having too many people on the planet. We are driving resources up in manufacturing, and we're going to cause a climate calamity. It's our fault. I didn't ask for half this stuff to be made. I would do great without plastic. If we made things out of glass and that was healthier, I would go that route. I would go with toys made out of wood like the dang Amish. I don't need, all these plastic manufactured items. I mean, there's so much we can get rid of that we don't need. We never asked for, but they're giving it to us. And then we're the ones to blame. Okay, but just keep that in mind. Did you ask for half the stuff that's being made and given to you? You probably could live without it. People back in the 50s and 40s lived without it. Why are we needing so much and then being blamed that the manufacturing process is polluting the earth, and it's us. It's not us. It's the people in power that allow this to happen. But what is going on with the climate? Yeah, things are changing. The whole world is changing around us. We have earthquakes, especially in California. Number of earthquakes right now. We have hurricanes that are extremely powerful and running some horrible course through our country. We have the conspiracy of people making decisions that led to flooding in a lot of these hurricane-prone areas. That's a whole other thing. That's more conspiracy, which just is more drama. It's endless. It's endless drama with that. Volcanic activity. People in other countries are probably fearful of the volcanic activity. We're always being told there's a super volcano and what could happen when that goes off. We're just fed constant drama and fear. Things to, like, when you go to bed at night, you don't need to be thinking about. Fires are all over America right now. It's not just California. So these fires are burning. People are coming up with ideas that some of these fires are there to get rid of the people in the land and then be able to take the resource that's being discovered in these areas. And a lot of these resources, even in the hurricane-prone areas, there's resource there, minerals. There's things people can mine and use for technology. Again, it'll probably be our fault that they had to go do all this because we need computers and we're asking for them. Not really, okay? We got to keep this is just the story playing out, and it's causing drama. We have to hear about this all day long. It's all over the news. You can't get away from it. Okay, well, the storms, okay, earthquakes, very destructive. Let's flow into another interesting one that's going on right now. Alien activity. Have you never seen so much alien activity going on with people videoing strange objects in the sky? Strange, curious crashes being heard. It just goes on. Alien activity. How about the one in Arizona, or was it Las Vegas? This was last year or something. Landed in their backyard, and of course there's no clear video. Of course it's the aliens in the backyard. Nobody can make out anything back there. The guy has work trucks and all these other vehicles back there, but no frickin' floodlights, security lights. So no motion sensor lights, but you go back there with your camera and you're videoing in the dark and then saying that smudge is the aliens. Hey, if you believe it, you believe it. I don't blame you. You almost have no choice but to believe it. It's very good at creating the story. Is it true? I don't know. I start wondering if all this is just like a damn Truman Show and everything's scripted just for me or for you. Maybe you're a real person and it's being scripted for you too. I don't know what's going on, but none of it makes sense. I want to believe it. I want to. But then I'm looking at the videos and I go like, I can't, come on. You can't see anything. You can't make out what's going on. You got to use discernment and be really cautious on what's being filtered into your head or not filtered into your head. You got to be the filter. But the alien topic is just crazy. Oh, it's even in mainstream. Some entity out there, some faction of science had telescopes or whatever, and they're able to say an armada or some sort of object far out in space made a direct turn toward Earth. I mean, they're seriously giving it to us good. They're giving it to us good. I even looked up the other day and saw on the news, and this is mainstream news, jet fighters have shot down at least 3 objects that are considered UFO, unidentified, here in America. And this is within 30 days. They give it to you. The story doesn't stop. Now you got to worry not about war, not about the climate of what storms or earthquakes might be headed your way. All these different countries fighting. Now you got to worry, is there aliens or not? Are they going to help us? Are they going to stop the war? Are they going to land and take us away? Are they demons? I mean, it goes on. There's no stopping to this. This is the floodgates are open on this stuff. The second moon. Did you guys hear that on the news? They call it the second moon. It's just a play on words. It's just words being given to you to exaggerate a situation. It's a tiny little rock floating in the sky. And because it's going to swing around Earth and then back out into orbit, they call it a second moon. But then it gets all the people riled up and everybody says it's a planet with it's Nibiru, or you make up so many theories and you're just flooding the world with drama. It's just drama, drama, drama. There is no second moon. Nothing's happening. I mean, give me a break. The news exaggerates things and it sensationalizes to entertain. And that's why if you look at this as a story, as a book of a choose your own adventure, you could see it's there to entertain you. And it's trying to hook you right in. But it's got so much. It's insane. You never had this much back in the 80s. There was never this much stuff happening all at one time in this intense way. Right? Everyone heard of Alien. Oh, was there? No, but this is like Alien. Everybody's seen it. Everybody's talking about it. The mainstream news is saying, is it out there? It is out there. Freaking you out. Second moon, oh, is it going to collide with Earth? The sun is, I don't care what anyone says, it's bright. I don't know how anyone goes around without sunglasses. I mean, it's so bright, especially in my location. It's never been this bright. I mean, it's intensely bright. Like burning your corneas type bright. You go out in the sunlight, and if it's a full sun day, not only is it bright, but it burns your skin. Maybe there's something to do with the magnetic field being low and the UV rays, but why is it so bright? What makes it so bright? It's not the UV by itself. There's something going on. Something's happened since the, what was it, August eclipse? I mean, something's going on with that. Something weird's happening. That's for sure. But that's nothing but drama. If it's a simulation matrix, yeah, see, it's giving you drama. There's something to it, though. That's another thing that will drive you crazy. People will agree and disagree. Who's right, who's wrong? You're all crazy if you think it got brighter. I'm not gonna, whatever. You know what? If you think it's brighter, trust me, it's brighter. If you don't, well, maybe you live in a whole different, maybe you're in 5D and I'm staying in 3D, but if it looks the same to you, maybe you're in 3D and I've ascended to 5D, and that's why it looks goddamn brighter to me. Maybe. Hey, there's a whole dimensional thing going on too. More drama. Right? Our GMO'd foods. There's been nothing but GMO food. Everything's GMO'd. You got the Gates guy owning almost all the farms. Yeah, a little suspicious. Yeah, sure, that's a little weird. And he's the Mr. GMO master. And there's stuff already out there that he's created some solution that goes over fruits and vegetables. I mean, you can't wash that off. And it's there to keep fruits and vegetables fresher, longer. Like, it just wasn't okay by itself. Like, we're not asking for that change. So it's being forced upon us. And again, they'll probably say, well, you people want your fruits and vegetables to last longer, so here you go. Talk about gaslighting, okay? Yeah, and then not only is it GMO'd, we always have these outbreaks. Recently, it was a huge outbreak across America. I don't know anywhere else, but Listeria was going off the charts. You had your lunch meats, Listeria, fruits, vegetables, Listeria. There was nonstop Listeria outbreaks. And then the news tells you, 5 people died, this many died over here, got sick. I didn't even want to buy any fruits or vegetables. I went like a whole month without any fruits or vegetables. I mean, God knows what that did to me. But I actually got a little nervous. I was like, I don't think I'm going to buy any of that or that. I don't want any Listeria. I bought it. I didn't totally believe it, but I believed it enough to not buy freaking goddamn broccoli, I mean, come on. And those little baby carrots, I know, they're big carrots cut small, but I like them. And I didn't even buy that. I was like, I'm not buying that. How ridiculous of me to even pull back and say, no, I'm not going to get involved. I'll just starve to death. Okay, so that. There's always shortages these days. Do you know, going to the grocery store, at least where I'm from, maybe you live in a great place where it's fully slam stocked. Where I'm from, things seem to be kind of empty. They never recovered from the situation, illness situation, right? That could be another thing coming up. There's just so much being piled on all at once, okay? This is just facts. We're hearing all these new taxes, cost of living. I live in California. Oh, more gas tax, more of this. There's just constant taxes. Like, nobody in the government they could just type the number into the computer. Your money's basically digital already. If you haven't figured that out, It's pretty much run digitally. You put money in the bank, they take it, they go invest it somewhere else, and when you go there, it's just basically digital money. They say, can I get $20 of my money? And they just type in the button, $20. There you go, and $20 bill comes out. It's basically digital. Or they put it in your card. Here's 20 bucks into your card. That's strictly digital. Your currency is already digital and you don't even know it's digital. You keep arguing that don't go digital. It already is. Everything else is just a facade. It doesn't really exist. Your money in the bank isn't even there. It's just not there. You pay everything with a credit card. It's digital. It's all digital. It's already there. But what do you got? Cost of living. Inflation. Taxes. The inflation with your housing and your living and your food, and we just keep pushing forward. Is it going to get worse? Is it going to get better? Who's going to go on strike? Who's not? Oh my God. War, famine, strikes. We have it all happening right now. Fear of aliens, or hoping the aliens come to take us away from this mess. I hope the hurricane doesn't come here, or the big earthquake doesn't happen at any second now and just topple over my house. It's had so many earthquakes here. I just don't even know what to tell you. Okay, cost of living. All right, new taxes. Immigrant situation. Oh my God. Probably every country has a situation with immigrants in one way or another. Who's crossing? Do I need a wall? What are they bringing? They're bringing diseases over here. The one party or government party is paying for these people to come in, and they're giving them free money, and they're driving them here by bus. Colossal conspiracies. Constantly colossal conspiracies. Nonstop. Immigrants. It's never going to go away, I don't think. You're going to build, what kind of wall are you going to build that stops them? They can't afford to even pay the cost to do it the right way because the bar is placed so high. I'm not trying to go politically one way or the other. I'm just saying the fact that it's placed so high, the amount to pay just to come over and be a citizen is super high. But on the other end, they're going to pay for everybody to come over here to America and then give them money. And then they get special cards to go buy groceries, and they get thousands upon thousands of dollars per month to buy groceries. Astronomical. Where does that money come from? Meanwhile, along with all the immigrants and along with all the cost of living, we have a drug epidemic. A drug epidemic worldwide, but it's off the charts. Never seen anything like it. It surpasses anything in the past. The homelessness on the street with mental health issues and drug issues is insane. You don't want to go to a lot of the big cities because it is just swarmed with a drug epidemic. And the homeless just piled on the streets, lined on the street. Everything's losing its luster, right? Everything is losing its luster. Things aren't what they used to be. And this is how we need to be able to look at our past and history and look to now to really see how things are changing. And the story is getting very intense with drama. Things to make you worry, things to make you fear. You can't walk up and down half those big city streets without worrying if you're going to be mugged, step on a needle, step on someone's feces, bothered for money. It just, you definitely, it's not a place you want to take children to, a lot of these big cities anymore. I just don't see what's going on. I don't know how the drugs seem to filter into all of our communities, but it does. And that's a big conspiracy. And that adds a lot of drama to our lives, having to navigate around our businesses and our entertainment areas and just places to go to the beach. There's homeless, and there's more homeless than there ever used to be. I mean, it's not a family place half the time any longer. You got to go find the right places to have a family beach day, because some of the beaches you just don't want to go because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to have that kind of around you. And we shouldn't learn to get comfortable with it. That's not something you learn to get comfortable with. It should be the other way around. But these people are on the streets and they just are in your communities and sometimes very visible. More drama. All right, let's go with the celebrity arrests, celebrity situations. Our entertainment world, probably through sports, your celebrity, movie actors, and all these other people. You have drug problems there. You have a very big name recently who got arrested, and all the drama behind that, who's involved, so many famous names, everybody making accusations of or assumptions of who might be involved and what it means for the industry. And I think you could see a lot on YouTube and TikTok, and people with their assumptions of who's in on it and what's going to happen. And it's just a big subject matter. But to me, that's just nothing but drama. It's there to entertain you. And for some reason, somehow, it just has a way of, it takes our minds away from probably the bigger picture and things we should really be focused on. And it probably numbs us from making real change, not only in our personal lives, but for all of our lives as a whole. I think it does have that effect. And this one's just going to be a big one. And it's coming at a time when there's a lot of big things happening. And so is it there to entertain us, to take our mind off of the bigger picture? I'd say it is. I'd say it's just there to really kind of take our minds off of all of what's coming and just how big this drama situation is growing. It just seems like the stories and the craziness of the stories has to get bigger to really occupy your mind and take your mind off of just how terribly big things are getting badly, right? So the worse things are getting, the bigger the sensational story has to get to occupy your mind. And this is going to be a pretty big story. What does that all come out to? Oh, and let's not forget the robots, right? We got Elon Musk, Tesla with the robots, right? That's just like the sensational story coming out. Perfect timing to come out with your car, the bus, and a fleet of robots. Yeah, they're probably all being controlled by a person in the next room, with a microphone and the little, electrodes and the VR headset trying to play the part of the robot. But the thing is moving. The thing is walking around. That in itself is pretty crazy. I don't care if somebody's remote controlling it. The fact that thing is walking around and pouring a beer is pretty insane. That's the coolest, best robot in the world type thing, right? Like imagine if you had that in your house and you got to drive it around on a remote control. You would have fun with that. I know, it's supposed to be self-automated, but the way it's moving now and what it's doing with just the help of a person, I'm sure eventually it will be self-automated. And when that happens, we live in a whole different, it'll be a whole different universe. It just, this is where the book is going to change. The book has to change. The story is going to change. And your whole choose your own adventure is going to get, it's going to be different because now you're going to have robots and you're going to have hopefully no more war, or you're going to have hopefully famine will be taken care of, or the price of housing and the price to live will be fixed because this is too much. This is all just going on all right now. And yes, here's the drama part to the robot. Let me tell you, right? You all know it matches the freaking iRobot movie. It looks almost exactly like the iRobot movie. Of course. You guys have to put two and two together. There's something out here scripting this whole thing, and you are just being immersed in this crazy choose your own adventure. Storyline is getting crazier and crazier. It's getting more intense. It goes on and on. Guys, this is all just right now, this day, right now. This is all just happening within this week, within the week. This is just all that's going on. That's so much. And that's probably not even all. There's more. There's more. You have your own daily life drama. Driving to work, traffic, roadblocks, everything else. A dude with road rage because you accidentally cut him off and you said sorry, but he didn't take that. There's more. There's just, it goes on and on. Customers, if you work in the customer industry, being disgruntled and treating you like trash. And this is drama through your day. I mean, it just goes on. And you know that's happening. I know that's happening. Traffic, late to work, your boss gets upset. Your dog gets sick. You have a pet. You have a sick child. There's so much going on and so many choices to be making constantly. This much drama, this much stuff happening makes it so hard to make clear choices and to be present and centered. It makes it hard for you to be centered and be mindful and conscious of your world and making yourself a better person. It just, if you see it and you know it, it's just a story. You have the choice to manifest the life that you want within this story by making the choices in the choose your own adventure. It's the choose your own adventure. Turn off all that noise and say, let me be conscious and be present here with myself, with my family, with my friends, with my life, with my world, and just make it great. Go tackle your life. You live life and you love it. Thanks, guys.